Hey everyone, I want to talk to you today about the biopsychosocial spiritual model. I'm human and I make mistakes, so I'm okay with that being out there. Hi, I'm Kelsey the Counsellor, and I'm really excited today to talk to you about how to create balance in your life using the biopsychosocial spiritual model. This is a model I adore, and you can use it in so many different ways. And today we're going to talk about how you can use it to create greater balance in your life. Now, there's a few steps that we have to take. The step one is going to be using it to take inventory. Then we're going to look at if we're over or under in each category. We're going to readjust, probably readjust again, and then we're going to take inventory to see how it's gone since we've made these changes. Now, what is the biopsychosocial spiritual model? It's a four-part model that we can use to really understand if we're in balance or out of balance in our lives. You can see here in the middle part that I've shaded purple, that's where they all overlap. And so in theory, what we can do is see if we're in balance or out of balance in a certain area. And the goal is if we're in balance in all the areas, which doesn't always last that long, but if we're in balance in all the areas, then we're in a place of wellness and balance. You know those times in your life where you're just like humming along and things are going well and you feel great? Yeah, that's probably because you've touched balance. Now, in my experience, personally and professionally, I find that I have times where I'm in balance and then I get thrown off balance. And that's really where the learning and growth comes from. And so I'll go back and I'll take inventory and I'll learn to readjust. And really, that's the goal. It's not to live in balance all the time, but to understand ourselves well enough that when we go off balance, we're able to adjust quickly enough that we don't get thrown way off balance. And so we're able to adjust more quickly and respond more quickly to live longer time in balance, if that makes any sense. Leave comments below. I'd love to hear from you and about if you use this in your own life and how you use it in your own life, and whether after today's conversation, if you find it a helpful tool for you to integrate into your practice of balance in life. So let's talk about the four areas. So biology, that's our body. So that's going to be things like our body, our nutrition, our hygiene, our water intake, our sleep, our movement, our genes. So all those things fit into that category. Our psychology is going to be things like our mental health, our self-talk, how is our mood doing, and if we're stimulated at work and at school appropriately, if we're spending an appropriate amount of time there, or if we're spending too much time or too little time there, that's important to note as well in psychology. In our social world, do we have people that we feel really connected to, that feel like our tribe? Do we have people that we really can trust and rely on? Or are we feeling like our social world is a little lackluster and we don't have people that really get us? It could be four-leggeds or two-leggeds. I'm definitely not biased, but just wanting to make sure that we have a place in the world with other mammals that we feel connected to. And then spiritual, I describe this as anything that really fills your heart. So for some people, it might be religion, time in a temple or a church. It might be traditions or ceremony. It might be their own cultural practices. And for other people, it might be walking in the woods. It might be physical fitness. It might be yoga. It might be prayer, or it might be time with animals. So whatever it is that fills your heart, we're going to put that in the spiritual section. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take inventory. So what that means is looking at all four categories and going, okay, how am I going? What am I doing in each section right now that feels good or not so good to me? So in biology, that might be, okay, I'm feeling pretty good in my movement, pretty good in my nutrition, but my sleep has not been great lately. I know I'm really struggling in sleep. So we're going to take inventory. In psychology, that might mean being like, okay, I've been a bit hyper lately. I haven't felt really settled. My work's going really well, but I'm feeling a bit off in my mood and my energy. If we look at social, it might be I'm spending too much time with other people right now. I feel like I don't have any quiet time or downtime for myself. I'm feeling really, really busy, but I'm feeling like I have to be really, really busy. And then in spiritual, it might be, oh, when was the last time I spent some quiet time in nature by myself? or when was the last time I journaled or connected to prayer? So taking inventory is a really helpful first step because it allowed us to see where we are right now and what's going on. And then we're going to use number 2 to look at, are we over or under in different areas? So like I said, when I was taking inventory, you might feel like most things are going well in biology, but we're struggling with sleep, psychology, things are going pretty well, except I feel very busy at work right now. Social, I feel like I'm spending too much time with other people. I have a good group of people I'm connected to. And spiritual, I don't even know the last time I had a warm bath or journaled. So once we take inventory, we can see if we're over or under in certain areas. So I might be too stimulated in my psychology and my mind. I might be too stimulated socially, and I might need to rebalance and up my spiritual and rebalance my biology in terms of prioritizing my sleep and my relaxation. So that's what I mean by once we take inventory, we can see if we're over or under in certain categories. And so we might need to focus on one area or two to try to find balance. Now, what that looks like is going to be unique for each person. But because of all these overlaps in the Venn diagram, we might do something that hits on more than one area at once. It's hard to always fit everything into one area. So for example, if I'm prioritizing my sleep, that might also mean that I turn work down at a certain time. I increase maybe a meditation in the evening. I feel really grounded and I decrease my social time. And so we're hitting on more than one area at once to meet our goal. And that's okay, because oftentimes we're complicated people and it's hard to put one thing into one section. It makes sense that there's going to be overlap. And so that can be really beneficial as well when you're taking inventory of over under. If you need to increase something, is there something you could do that hits on both the categories that you need at the same time? So maybe doing a meditation before bed is going to help you down regulate, relax, and be able to lull into sleep more gently. So that hits on the third point that we're going to do. We're going to readjust, and we're going to practice, and we're going to be gentle with ourselves as we're trying to learn a new skill. So we're going to readjust. Maybe we're going to do that meditation in the evening to relax a little bit more and lull us into that sleep. And we're going to see how that goes. We're probably going to need to readjust at least one more time, probably more. And so we don't like the meditation we use. I didn't really like that app. I'm going to explore some other things. Maybe I really found a yoga nidra meditation that I like that also includes the connection to my body. And so we're going to play with it and we're going to try probably a couple different things. And then after a while, maybe a week, 2 weeks, 30 days, we're going to take inventory again and see how we're doing. Do we feel like we've been able to rebalance to what we wanted to do? Do I feel like I was able to downregulate in the areas of psychology and sociology and my social world? Do I feel like I was able to focus on my biological and my spiritual needs? Do I feel in better balance? And so that's what we're going to do over and over again. We're going to continue to practice it. And so what will happen over time is if you do practice this, as soon as you start to go a little bit off balance, you can pause, you can imagine this chart in your mind, you can think about the different things you've done, you can assess whether you're over or under, and you'll be able to make micro changes that will continue to bring you closer to balance as opposed to closer to off balance. And that's ultimately the goal. So that's how, using the biopsychosocial spiritual model, you are able to find balance. I hope this was helpful. Please hit the notification button down below and feel free to subscribe. And I would love to hear comments from you about if this is helpful. And if you would like anything else offered, please let me know. I'm happy to include that in the next videos that I do. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.